restructuring of Canadian municipalities began after the Conservative governments of Mulroney and Harper signed Canada onto the UN Sustainability Agenda 21-2030. ICLEI, as mentioned, is the main source of information for this harmful agenda, orchestrated by the WF, whose chair, Klaus Schwab, has famously stated by 2030 alone, nothing to be happy. Prior to the capture of municipalities, climate was weaponized federally. In the 60s, governments warned oil would be gone in 10 years. In the 70s, they claimed another ice age was coming. In the 80s, it was acid rain to destroy the crops. In the 90s, it was the ozone layer. And now, in the 2000s, it was all ice caps will melt. None of this happened, but claims resulted in more taxes and climate fear-mongering. Dr. John Clauser, Nobel Prize-winning scientist, said CO2 is not a pollutant. Increasing CO2 concentrations will benefit the world. So why are we taxing carbon? Today I ask the mayors and councillors, why are we subjecting residents of Clarington to a foreign agenda that's already caused unprecedented harm and offers no benefits? Let's review the similarities with COVID and the climate policies implemented. During COVID, the policy aim pushed by the WHO was zero COVID, using lockdowns and mandates. The tools and data used were severely flawed, to say the least. The goal was impossible to achieve from the outset and resulted in poverty and hopelessness. Similarly, with the declaration of a climate emergency, policy aim is net zero carbon. This time, using penalties and taxes, and again, fraudulent and flawed data. The goal again is not only impossible to achieve, but causing widespread poverty and hopelessness, along with energy and food insecurity. Let's examine some uncomfortable truths that we can course correct and do better for the people of Clarington. The WHO-directed response to COVID was a disaster. The National Citizens Inquiry released a final report after months and months of hearings and expert witnesses and reviewing. Course correcting, we have local down on already demoralized residents. One of the goals of the UN agenda is to massively increase immigration to Western countries, which is causing massive societal instability and a housing, healthcare, and homeless crisis. This benefits neither new immigrants nor existing residents. So I ask about this recent strategic plan which I read. How can the Township of Clarington say with great authority that by the year 2051, Clarington's total population is forecast to grow from 105 to 221,000? The majority of residents want to reduce immigration, not increase it, by a whopping 110%. How are we going to solve the housing, healthcare, and economic crisis when we already struggle with basic services? Wait times for surgery in Canada are so long, people are dying waiting for critical care. Most people in Clarington prefer a slower growing community. I know this because I've spoken to thousands of people personally at their doors. But instead, there's a local push to build high-density homes using mass surveillance and 5G technology, LED lights, cameras, and other smart monitoring devices that could, I'm not saying will, but could be used to limit movement and invade privacy under the guise of tracking carbon footprints. These AI initiatives are the gateway to digital ID, social credit scores, and digital currencies that will further seek to control and punish those who don't comply with the climate narrative, much like what happened with the Ottawa trucker protests during COVID, when bank accounts were unjustly accessed and shut down because they dared to protest COVID mandates. The public-private partnership that has councillors working for unelected officials from NGOs are rapidly destroying this in other communities. In the Bible, Matthew 7:6 says, "You will know them by their fruits." We see that here and there clearly. Instead of building thriving communities, the fruits of this globalist agenda are families that are poor and sicker. Life expectancy in Canada's decline. Death rates among our youth are skyrocketing. More people turning to suicide and poverty and homelessness. Instead of reducing taxes,
Ma'am, just hold on a second. Your time is coming up, so you quickly have like 30 seconds.
Instead of reducing taxes, local and regional authorities are increasing taxes to pay for this climate initiatives and approving wasteful and unnecessary spending. Are councillors legally liable for the harm that's resulted from this implementation of both the WHO and the UN agendas? It's time for councillors and the mayor to make amends, become accountable to the local people who elected them to serve, that instead of serving a global entity that contravenes each much information you can send it.
Patricia, just how much more time do you need?
I just one sentence.
Okay, so then we're gonna have to go around and see if someone would prepare a motion to give you extra time. Other than I explained at the beginning that it's 10 minutes. So just to be clear,
You owe her time.
You guys ask questions.
Will somebody give her? Does somebody want to give her a motion to extra time?
2 interruptions. You owe her time. Do you work for the residents or do you work for the other people?
They pay taxes.
Let's make the right decision.
Mr. Chair, this is a business meeting of the municipality of Clarington. Under our rules, we do not permit the catcalling that is going on now is not permitted for many good reasons, and I would suggest is not productive. Do I understand that you have one sentence left?
Yes, that's it.
I will give you a motion for one sentence, no more than 30 seconds, despite my promise to this council that I would not extend, and it is not my intention to extend delegations in the future. But one sentence, maximum of 30 seconds, if there's a second before that.
Thank you, and thank you for your time. Additional information.
Mr. Chair, I believe for this to be appropriate, you need to call a vote. Otherwise, it would not be democratic.
You're absolutely correct. Thank you very much. So thank you for the motion, Mayor Foster. Thank you for the second, Regional Councillor Anderson. All in favor? And the hands up. Thank you. Please continue, Patricia, for 30 seconds.
Thank you.
For 1 second. Oh, sorry, 1 sentence to be scrubbed. Thank you.
Additional information will be emailed to the council over the next few days, and request a follow-up meeting so we can discuss together a better path forward for everybody. That's the critical thing. Thank you. Questions?
Are there any questions to Ms. Conlin or Ms. Rekar? I don't see any. Thank you very much. Do we have a motion to receive? Motion by Mayor Foster, seconded by Councillor Rang. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, my apologies. Vote, hands up, 3 yes. Thank you very much. My apologies, first time in the chair today. Great time, thank you. Now for the second delegation, Mr. Rekar.